So many of us love buy now, pay later apps, but as the holiday season kicks into higher gear, personal finance expert Dan Roccato has a warning. Dan joining us live this morning with the pros and cons that we need to be aware of before we make this kind of decision to use these services. Good morning, Dan.
What's up, Mariah? How you feeling?
I'm feeling great. How are you feeling?
Never been better than talking to you now about buy now, pay later.
Yes, very important, especially for this season. So how do these apps work?
Yeah, have you used one of these yet, Mariah?
I have a couple times, actually.
Yeah, you're not alone. Millions of us are. They have caught on like wildfire. But basically, as you know, you make a series of equal payments, no interest, no fees. So, for example, you're shopping online, you buy something for $100. You know, a little window pops up, buy now, pay later, and there's several different companies. But the idea would be you pay $25 on 4 different occasions, and as long as you pay on time, no interest, no fees, works out pretty well.
So I think the benefits are pretty clear in that case,
Yeah.
but why do we want to use this maybe instead of using our credit card if we already have a credit card?
Yeah, so for some consumers, credit card interest rates are up, as you know, thanks to the Federal Reserve, along with everything else. The price of money is up. So some consumers are saying, hey, I'd rather not put more on my card. I can afford this. I'll put it on the buy now, pay later app. That's fine. But it also can lead to some trouble, as you know. And that's where we need to be very careful, especially those younger consumers who might not be so used to this stuff yet.
So what are some of the cons that we need to be aware of? I mean, you talked about the importance of paying on time, but what are there some other issues we need to know about?
Yeah, well, as you said, you got to pay on time or else you're going to get whacked with interest, fees, things like that. And if you really are chronically late, it could actually damage your credit score, Maria. So that we don't want to see, especially those younger consumers who are just now trying to build some credit, right? Late payments can really hurt that score and set you back big time. So if you're going to use it, you have to be very careful. Make sure you make those payments on time. Make sure you understand that if you don't, you're hurting your score probably.
So I think you make a very interesting point here because often this is marketed as saying this won't impact your credit, but I mean, it could eventually.
It could eventually. That's the thing. So here's a couple of ideas. Number one, only use these apps if you actually have the cash in your bank account, your checking account to make those payments, right? Don't just hope is not a strategy. Let's not do it and hope we have the money later to make the payments. Consider alternatives. Maria, back in the day when dinosaurs roamed the earth, when I was still around, we had layaway. Some stores still have layaway. You know, you put a little deposit down, you make some payments, you get your item in a couple months. Check it out. Some stores might do that, might be an alternative. And for those of us that have good credit, well, use your credit card. As long as you're a responsible card user, you get rewards, you get points, things that you don't get with the buy now, pay later app. If you're a good credit card user, you're responsible, you pay off your bill, that can be a better alternative. So all in all, these are decent apps if you use them right, but if you don't, buy now, pay later can become buy now, pour later.
Absolutely. And I think we got to say that depending on the app that you choose, you got to be real familiar with that payment cycle, because I know some are every 2 weeks, some are once a month.
Yeah, exactly. I'm glad you said that.
All right. Excellent. So much fun talking to you, Dan. Dan Roccato, thank you so much for getting us ready for this holiday season.
Thanks, Maria. See you later.
See you later.